So, welcome to my channel. Today we will read the chapter Exploring the Investigative World of Science. That is chapter 1 in class 8 Science New NCERT. So, now we will start with the first page. Probe and ponder means think and explore also. Dear young scientist, welcome back. On the first page of each chapter, you will find a set of questions. These are not meant for an exam. They are unique invitations to spark your curiosity to explore the world of science. Why is one side of a puri thinner than the other? Are there more grains of sand of all beaches and deserts of the world, or more stars in the galaxy? So, this question has remained very curious for all people, that how many grains are there, more grains on all beaches and deserts in the world, or more stars in the galaxy? It is question for us also, but it is not answerable. Right from grade 6, we have observed the incredible diversity of plants and animals around us, from the different shapes of leaves to the many kinds of insects. Why has nature created such a vast variety? So, this is a question, that why nature has created such a vast variety. Nature has created a vast variety so that because everyone depends on each other for food. Like, I'm giving example of the carnivores, like lions are the carnivores, and the carnivores live and survive with the help of herbivores like cows, buffaloes, goats, deers, etc. etc. So the herbivores are consumed by the carnivores too, so that the carnivores can survive and live on the earth. So nature has created a vast variety, and if nature has created many types of leaves and this, it is like for the medicine. Some plants are for medicines, eating some leaves like the neem leaves, and the neem leaves are used to make toothpaste also, etc. and etc. So we will move forward. Right from grade 6, we observed the incredible diversity of plants and animals around us, from the different shapes of leaves to many kinds. Oh, we have read this. Is there such a question that makes you curious about the world? Write it here. Means they are saying that कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जो तुम्हें बहुत ज़्यादा जिज्ञासा से भर देता है, इसलिए तुम्हें ये क्वेश्चन लिखना चाहिए इधर. Write it here. Write this question here. Our journey with curiosity into the world of science continues in grade 8. We hope you bring along the spirit of adventure and the exploration that has guided us so far. In grade 8, in grade 6, we discovered how science begins with wonder, with simple why. And in 8th, you have to also learn and remain and tell your brain that this word should remain in our minds. That why, the word why and how, because it is the base of the science, that starting with why, that why this thing happened and how this thing happened. In grade 7th, we learned that science is always evolving, that each answer opens new questions, and how our ideas can slowly change as we explore deeper. Now in grade 8, we take the next step, entering the investigative world of science, where wonder and evolution come together to form the heart of how science works. We don't want you to learn new facts. We want you to learn how to find new facts. Means they are saying, this line says that we have to not learn, we have to explore and find new things, not about learning only. Investigation in science means more than just looking at something and asking only simple questions. Now you can ask more focused questions and design ways to perhaps do simple experiments to answer those questions and then use your observations to improve your understanding. Step by step, we learn how to use questions as starting points to try to observe carefully, experiment thoughtfully, and to explain clearly what we see. In doing so, each of you won't just be learners but also investigators, young scientists exploring the real world puzzles. These may range from everyday life, like why does the rise, to the bigger mysteries of Earth and beyond, like is the world getting warmer? Think about it. As you turn each page of this book, we hope you notice the interesting design of our page numbers once again. On the left hand pages at the bottom you will find the image of a root. I will show you the image. The image is this. The left hand, like there is a root, and now they will explain that what is this. You will find the image of a root symbolizing the deep foundation of knowledge that keeps us connected with our environment, traditions, and our culture and natural heritage. On the right hand pages in the top corner, you will find a kite soaring in the sky, reminding us that curiosity makes flight if we are to explore the unknown. Together, these two symbols, the root and the kite, invite you to stay grounded in real observations while allowing your ideas to soar towards new horizons. Remember, investigation in science works best only when we balance the solid ground of careful observation with the freedom of creative thinking. You will also notice some patterns in the line at the bottom of the page. There are some hidden scientific thoughts in these as well. But don't worry, they are mainly to make a page little less boring. Let us now take a brief look at the various stops on our journey this year and see where our curiosity, supported by strong roots and lifted by soaring ideas, might take us. So, in this chapter 1, they are showing the overview of each chapter in brief manner. They are showing briefly about each chapter that we will read in this year class 8 new NCERT science, and uncover a hidden world of tiny organisms, unseen but deeply linked to us. Some of these are invisible helpers that digest our food or produce medicines, while others can be harmful, causing infections. So they are telling about a brief look on the tiny organisms like bacteria, protozoa, etc. and etc. We will start by examining something as small as a single drop of water and uncover a hidden world of tiny organisms. Unseen. No, we have read this. But what does our body need to stay healthy? How do we fight these infections? We will find out how nutritious food, exercise, medicines and vaccines helps us stay healthy and fight infections. But that's just the beginning. In today's world, science does play a major role in improving our lives. So in this book, we will read about this also. For example, we use electric current in many ways to help make our lives easier. We depend on the heating effect of electric current to keep us warm, while the magnetic effect helps motors run and machines functions. These phenomena depend on fundamental forces. So, after watching electricity do work, we move on to the study these forces themselves, starting with those that make objects speed up, slow down, or change direction. Means about forces, as you can see this girl. We will also read about forces in this book. Understanding forces helps us explain why a ball thrown up in the air falls back to the ground or why a car stops when the brakes are applied. This also leads us to the idea of pressure, how the force is distributed over an object. The same concepts of force are in pressure, and pressure also decide how air moves. A small difference in pressure can result in a gentle breeze, while a stronger pressure difference can lead to strong winds and sometimes even cyclones. So, they are saying about the pressure, the power of pressure. So, here you can understand that how much stronger is the pressure, that it is how much stronger, it is very much stronger. So don't consider pressure a small thing. It is very strong and it can also lead to destruction and also give us a gentle breeze. So these forces are connected to powerful weather events like storms and cyclones that affect our daily lives, agriculture, and even our safety. To understand how air connects, air can exert pressure or why water boils at a certain temperature. We need to zoom into these particles which they are made up of and how they move around. So in this book we will also read about the solid, liquid and gases. It is a chapter particulate nature of matter, that is chapter 7. When you will turn your index, check this chapter. It is the particulate nature of matter. So they are talking about the chapter 7. Everything around us is made of tiny particles. In materials that are solid, these particles cannot move much, while in gases they can move around freely. Classifying things around us is an important feature of science. We can also classify materials around us into elements, pure substances, compounds, two or more elements bonded together, and mixtures, combination that can be separated physically, like this. They are talking about this mixtures, material elements, etc. Once we know how particles combine or mix, we can then understand solutions. For example, how sugar dissolves in tea to make it sweet. From the world of particles and the mixtures, we then move into the world of light. We will study how light rays reflect off flat and curved mirrors like this. Like this is the curved mirror, and when the light comes, the light bounces back. So we will also study about this concept. Bending of light explains what happens when we see an image in a shiny metal spoon, or how corrective glasses help many of us see clearly. It is not just a polished mirror that reflects light. Rough surfaces reflect light as well, and so does the moon. Depending on the relative positions of the earth, moon and sun, a slightly different part of the moon is illuminated each night, giving rise to the beautiful faces of the moon that we see in the sky. Watching the periodic cycles of the moon phases means they are talking about this image. Watching the periodic cycles of the moon phases allowed humans to up with the first calendars by combining careful observations of sunrise, sunsets, and lunar cycles. Various calendars come into being. Isn't it fascinating that the calendars which determine our routines on Earth are linked to the motions of objects far beyond our planet? So, think of it that it is fascinating. From my view, it is very fascinating that determining the routines on Earth are linked to the motions of objects far beyond our planet. But it's not just calendars or the movements of the sun and moon that are linked. Wait, first we will see this calendar. They are saying coming up with the first calendar. So this is the calendar and it is in the chapter Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday and Saturday. In Hindi it is written Ravi, Somvar, Mangal. I will use the short form. Ravi, Som, Mangal, Budh, Guru, Shukra and Shani. So it is the calendar, as you can see. Right here on earth, there are marvelous and complex patterns of relationships between living organisms and their environments. Every living being, from tiniest insects to the largest whale, from blades of grasses to tall trees, depends on and responds to the earth, water, to the air, water, sunlight, and other organisms around them, forming the ecosystems that support life on our planet. In the final chapter of this book, we can put it all together and try to understand what it makes Earth just right for life and to recognize the urgent challenges that our planet now faces. So they are talking about, in this chapter, they are mainly talking about the all chapters in this book. Most importantly, the earth lies at the perfect distance from the sun, where water remains liquid and it has an atmosphere. So this is our earth, and earth is at the third position that is far from the sun. So in the second it comes Venus, and in the first it comes the Mercury, and here is the sun, and the rays of the sun comes on earth in a way that earth has liquid water, and it has an atmosphere that provides the oxygen we breathe while shielding us from harmful ultraviolet rays. But human activities on the planet can cause small changes in the temperature of the earth, disrupting climate patterns with dangerous consequences. So they are talking about the global warming that is rising. Can you feel nowadays that in the winters also we are feeling very hot, like warmness, and in the summer seasons we are feeling very warmer and hot. But next year, like in 2022 or 23, we don't feel like this much of heat, but nowadays we are feeling, I am feeling. You think that, are you also feeling this? So in this para they are saying, at the heart of both the problems and any possible solution is us. We are the ones influencing Earth's climate, but we are also the ones who can guide and must use science to understand these changes and guide our actions. So in this line they are saying that we can use science for protecting our earth from these climate changes, and this climate changes is also caused by us only, so we should take action for this. The same scientific principles that we have guided our journey through the middle stages, observing, measuring, experimenting, will be key in shaping us protect the delicate balance on which life depends. The challenges ahead won't always be easy. We hope Some of you will try to solve these difficult problems with curiosity as your guide. They are saying using curiosity as your guide will challenge these climate changes, etc. and etc. with the curiosity as your guide in solving the difficult problems. To help you think like a scientist, let us go back to a question we asked on the first page. Why is one side of puri thinner than the other? So here this question comes again that we found it on the first page. First, remember that science is everywhere. You do not need a fancy laboratory to do simple experiments. Even your kitchen at home is a wonderful place to observe and ask questions. So, when we are in the kitchen, many scientific things take place. That when we are boiling water, when we drink boiled water in winters, when we feel very warm, very cold, to make us feel warmer. Have you ever noticed how a puri or batura puffs up when we flap when placed in hot oil? So I was giving you the example of warm water. When we boil it, the evaporation process takes place, that is in science. So when the container is filled with water, evaporation takes place. So this is the science in the kitchens also. So we will leave this para as they are asking and telling you about the puri, chapati, batura, chapati means fulka, etc. First, we will try to ask scientific questions. What are the different things that makes a change of the way a puri up when fried? To answer this, we may want to do some simple experiments. So, in these paras they are saying about, not theoretically you have to read this, you have to practically do this. Now we come to the reading part. This is exactly how all scientific experiments from simple to the most complicated are done. So by these small scientific experiments we learn to do experiments of the most simple to the most complicated. This is the idea of systematic investigation, and just so you know, even this simple everyday observation of a puri puffing is not really completely understood by scientists today. So this question is not understood by the scientists themselves. So, whether it is the puffing of a puri or the shrinking bright part of moon after Purnima, let your careful observations guide you as along your explorations into the investigate world of science. Happy investigating! So, if you like my video, subscribe and like my channel and also comment in the comment box.